Yeah, hi everybody. I hope you're all well. It's Wednesday morning, the 29th of July, and I'd just like to deal with a couple of things if I could. The first thing I'd like to say, which has been raised, uh, I am not a member of any political party. And the second thing is, I'm not here to sell anything. So, from that point of view, you know where I'm coming from. Um, the second thing that I'd like to deal with is I'd just like to extrapolate a little bit about what I said in the last clip about the bankers who got us into this situation, um, and the concept of them knowing where the bodies are buried. And really, what it is, it's simply a metaphor for social blackmail, essentially. Nothing is said, but a gun is put to people's heads, or a sword of Damocles mysteriously appears over their neck. And really, what it is about is that it's about a banking system that has a massive economic intelligence service working for it, and they know, as I say, where the bodies are buried. They know where all the secret bank accounts are. They know all the shenanigans that the good and the mighty who rule society have been getting up to for decades in this country. So no one is going to deal a serious damaging body blow to these bankers. And just to draw that out, if I could, I'd like to draw your attention to this. I'm sure you know what this is. This is a magazine called The Phoenix, and you can see it here. And this particular Phoenix magazine dates from February the 13th, 2009, and it has one article in it, if you can see it here, called Profile, and it says on it, Biffo's litigious pal. And what that article deals with is, it deals with three men. It deals with this man here, and then it goes on to deal with these two men here, and it tells a relationship between these three men. And one of these men is the present Taoiseach. There he is there, Brian Cowan. And the other one is the head of the Anglo-Irish Bank, Sean Fitzpatrick. And the other one, it claims, is the best friend of Brian Cowan, this man here. And it tells you the shenanigans that they've been getting up to from an economic point of view. And very interesting indeed. And I'd certainly recommend it to anyone to read. The other thing that I'd like to deal with is, I'd like to deal with the concept of wages. And basically what I'd like to say is, Barack Obama is the most powerful man in the Western world. He heads up a nation, which is the great United States Republic, of 320 million people. And his army, navy and air force have a thermonuclear capability, and he has his finger on the red button, as it were. And his wages are approximately $400,000 per annum, or 285,000 euros per annum per year. And you probably know where I'm going, but anyway, the next person I'd like to deal with in a more European context is the President of France, Nicolas Sarkozy. And he is responsible for 82 million people. And he also has his finger on a thermonuclear capability, because his army, navy and air force have a nuclear capability. And then we go to Gordon Brown, and Gordon Brown is our next door neighbour in the UK, and he's responsible for, Nicolas Sarkozy, by the way, earns 231,000 euros per annum. And then we go to Gordon Brown, and Gordon Brown is responsible for 68 million people, and he also is a powerful individual in that his army, navy and air force have a nuclear capability. And he earns 202,000 euros per annum. So these are all quite powerful men, and it would be commensurate with them that they should earn large amounts of money. But what if I told you there was a man who was responsible for 4 million people who had no nuclear capability whatsoever? 4 million people. There are more people in the greater Birmingham area than there are in the area that he's responsible for. But he's responsible for 4 million, 4.2 actually, 4.2 million people he's responsible for. And he earns more than the French president, the British Prime Minister, and he earns just slightly less than Barack Obama. He earns 257,000 euros per annum. That's Brian Cowen. And the reason I raise this is I don't mind what these fellows earn, provided they do a good job. But if he earned that amount of money and he was in the private sector, and all of a sudden the private company that he was in went from being this wonderful company, which it claimed it was, and broadcasted the notion that it was the most wonderful company in the world, it went from that to being the most indebted company in the world. He'd be fired in 2 seconds. Or at least they should fire him. The company should fire him. But he is our leader. He's our Taoiseach, and he's leading our country at the moment. And this is all just symptomatic. The only reason why I raise this all is because it's symptomatic of a great malaise. And this malaise stretches from the leader of our country right down through senior ministers, right into the junior ministries, right into the ordinary TDs, the members of parliament who represent the ordinary people, and right down into the civil service, who are the heads of the departments of the civil service, the first secretaries, and the immediate people underneath them. Now, I'm not talking about ordinary people. I'm not going to go down and start talking about ordinary civil servants. I don't believe that it applies to them. But I'm talking about the leadership of this country. I'm talking about the judiciary. I'm talking about the guards at the very top. All of the leaders of this country, the leaders of the establishment of this country, are all slopping at the public trough. But they produce no wealth. And I think it's just a sad indicator of the state of play of our little country. Anyway, that's all I want to say really today. I'll get back to you tomorrow with a few other things. Thank you very much.